Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hang on, I gotta figure out how to do this. This shouldn't be hard, but it is. Okay. And now, all right. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I said, let's start things off. The man so sweet, the man who's just, no tricking, just treat. The man you can trust. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Pepito. Hang on, I forgot to have my applause set up. Pepito, are you offended?
Yes. Offended.
All right, there we go. Excellent. Pepito, how are you?
So good.
Excellent.
In the neighborhood.
I am thrilled to hear it. And we have also, what's up?
carlsbAd 88220-575.
Yep.
Where we're at.
To me, ooh, Soy Teresa is in the chat. She gave Pepito the extended applause. I love to hear it. I love when we start things off with the extra applause for Pepito. Thank you very much, Pepito.
You,
it is so good.
You.
It is so good. Hang on, I gotta make sure I have this ready because I have one more introduction to do. When you play 21, she's got 22, and somehow she'll leave you convinced that it's a loss for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Cat.
Hey, yay! That was a great intro. Oh, my lucky number.
Wait, which one? 22?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I somehow I knew that, but I don't think. Wait, it's Soy Teresa says her sound alert didn't play. I heard it. Did you guys?
Mm-hmm.
I heard it.
Oh, it was delayed. Hang on, I'm gonna make the.
Oh, now we got it again. Double.
This one's for Cat.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Nope, I don't need that card. You're the best. All right, so good, so good. You do crush it, Cat. It is a thrill. But gosh, I can't see so well with my sunglasses on and my glasses off, but the sunglasses look so cool. How could I not do that?
You have to scam your vision tonight.
Yeah. Soy Teresa says that one is for Catherine. I was telling Pepito and Kat,
Nico.
I'm doing something new here tonight, and instead of having the chat down here on my monitor in front of me, I have the chat big so that I can while I'm reading it, I'm looking into the camera and everything. But it's now too small for me to see there, so I still have to go close to see what the chat says. This was not a, this is one of those things I wasn't going to know how it was going to work until we tried it, and I'm going to be going back to the old way of doing things next week. But we're not at next week. Let's get things going. Tonight, we're your hosts who don't give damns. It's episode 58. Scams. I love that standardized theme. The theme of 2025. Kat, I didn't get a chance to ask you, how are you tonight?
I'm okay. I'd say a good word for it would be spacey.
All
That's
right.
not uncommon, but
Yeah,
that's the word of the day.
that is.
Spacey.
And do you remember, well, Pepito, you remember Spacey from carlsbAd?
Spicy. Her Liberty spikes, they were so high.
God, she had the tallest Liberty spikes in town.
Or
Oof.
How high were
hawk,
they?
hawk
Oh
by
yeah,
hawk.
Hawk Fick.
What was it? What would
No,
you
his
no? What
weren't.
would you call her hair?
I don't
A
know.
hawk? A mohawk? Was it
Oh, I thought you were
Liberty?
talking about Hawk Fick. Oh my gosh, I got so confused. carlsbAd lore. Um,
Social lives.
No, it's fine. I was just like, I was thinking of a particular kid in like my high school. Like, I had an Italian class that we all went into, and he had Liberty spikes as well. They were like snot green, Colin
ooh,
something. Um, I remember he had always had like a casualties patch on like one of his denim jackets, I think.
absolutely.
I
Had
might
to
be
be.
misremembering this. I did do a lot of drugs in between high school and now.
And
However,
in high
he
school, let's
looked
face
that's
it. Come
vivid-ish.
on, come on. Uh, we had some cool punks in carlsbAd, but I think the
Oh yeah?
punkiest punks were Toxic and his friend Vomit. They had to be the punkiest of all punks. Do you agree, Pepito?
Yeah, what's it called? Trash gutter punk.
Oh yeah,
Gutter
gutter
punk.
punk, not trash. Gutter punk though. Yes,
Gutter trash
absolutely.
punk. Gutter punk. I
They both
associate
sound like
the punk.
trauma movie characters, so that's pretty
For
fitting.
sure. God,
Yeah.
I really you just reminded me, Kat. There's one thing I've been wanting to do for a while is figure out a way to have a trauma themed caveman news episode. But the the only catch is that in order to have a topic we discuss on caveman news, it has to have something that ties it to carlsbad. So I need to find some Lloyd Kaufman carlsbad connection. I mean, he had a
Okay.
I've
solid
met
connection
Lloyd
in
Kaufman.
Albuquerque. Yeah, in Albuquerque or where?
Yeah, at the comic expo, he was walking into his give his speech, and he was like, he was so nice. He's just like, "Hello, come by my booth later, and we'll chat."
He was so
He's
cool.
cool.
God, I love trauma movies. I haven't watched
Yeah.
one in a while. But we are getting sidetracked, and the index card here says that we need to have somebody say hillbilly in the chat so that we can get things started. Uh, we have to have some hillbilly talk in the chat because we are, well, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. Okay, whatever.
Hillbilly talk.
Oh, here we go. Ah, Hill William. And that auto mod. Oh, wait. Dog. Okay. Ooh, now we got Soy Teresa with a redneck in the chat. And that was also auto mod censored. I don't see where I can. Yes, but redneck. I need to do a Sharpie shirt. This is hillbilly, redneck, and all of these things because they can't censor that yet. Give it a few years and they'll figure that out. They'll take my white trash hate speech away from me. Yeah, so Teresa says she's gonna get banned. Jeez Louise. Kat, do you have anybody that you would like to throw into the boozoo this week? The boozoo for bozos, where we put all the worst nefarious characters of the week. Do you have any additions?
Hasn't haven't they been calling Elon Musk Adolf Hitler on
Oh
the
wow,
internet?
that's a good one. I haven't seen that, but any
Can
a
we just say Adolf Hitler?
any any Elon hate, I absolutely get behind.
it's not like I want to focus on the thing I can't not focus on, but that's
Oh
the
yeah.
whole thing. I can't.
Pepito and I had a whole falling out about Elon and cyber trucks and all of this.
That's another
we've
thing.
been
Didn't
through
they
that.
start calling them fucking swastika trucks or no? What was
Oh
it?
wow, I didn't even see that.
No, it's something close. It might be that, but it's something related to it. People are just coming up with the damn best jokes lately.
Oh my gosh. It's a great time for comedy, I guess. But
so boozoo for that guy, I
yeah,
guess.
I think that is a good addition. We have to put him in there eventually. So yeah, Elon
For
Musk, you're in the
scams,
boozoo.
I feel like he's pretty good.
Welcome to the Boozoo, you bozo.
Welcome to the boozoo, you bozo.
Boo.
There it
Boo,
is.
boo, boo.
Excellent. Okay, I have another one. How about Kat? You did so good last week on our talking about comics. You deciphered what was it, BC last week, I believe?
Yeah, with the bird, the flightless bird, the
Yes,
inspiration bird.
absolutely. Well, we have another comic, and this one is the Born Loser. Or wait, no, it's Andy Capp. I get Born
Oh my
Loser and Andy
goodness.
Capp confused sometimes. They're both so hapless. I gotta step here. It says Dog Treat General says we hate that guy, and yes, we absolutely do. But let's get into some high culture. Let's look at a comic that was printed on this day. This is Andy Capp. So, Kat, here's your first panel. What year is this? Can you see that?
1988.
Okay. So the first panel, we have Andy Capp's wife running.
It's an interesting outfit. Like I
Yes.
can't tell what temperature it is outside when you don't have any pants on, but you got a scarf. You have your hair wrapped up.
Right.
I don't know if it's a bathrobe or a coat, but she
What's-
took her bag, so she's got some business.
Something's
to
going on.
attend to.
Let's see what it is. Second panel.
They're waiting to kick off, Pet. Now,
Okay.
what does that door say? Bad?
Bar.
Something.
I'm sure. 'Cause
Bar.
Andy Capp is always in the bar, so
Okay.
it's gotta be.
Bad.
They're waiting to kick off, Pet.
Okay.
And then
And now she's
Okay.
chasing him out of the bar. It seems like. I mean, that's my interpretation. And
So
then here's our
is she-
final
is she-
panel. Wait. Yeah.
she's rushing in. She's got this alarming statement that they're waiting to kick off, Pet. She's
Oh,
like,
wow.
oh, fuck, I gotta get
he's
in there.
saying. Wait, I
Is
don't
this
know.
like a-
There are
Are
two.
they referencing a
I think
sports
the
game?
first person is saying they're waiting to kick. Wait,
It sounds
because
like they're
doesn't
talking
it look
about
like
football or something.
the speech bubble is coming from the direction she was just at,
Because look at the
and then the
sunbeam.
direction inside.
Where's
It
the
looks like
sunbeam
they're two-
coming from?
I'm not exactly
Where's-
sure, but
Okay.
she is now chasing Andy Capp out.
No, so he's wearing a referee shirt. Wait, more clues.
Yeah, this is the
and
final
cleats
panel
and
right
cleats. He'll do anything to keep his place, even rush off at closing time.
here. Okay,
Keep his place in the.
so
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
the question, the eternal question is, how is this funny? What's funny about that? And exactly
Oh, how
what
is it
going on?
funny? How is it funny? Not how does it make sense? Well,
No.
that's easier.
Yeah.
I want to zoom in on Andy's outfit, I think,
Yeah, well,
to
my interpretation
maybe help us explain a lot of this.
my interpretation is that it's a like a soccer kit. You know, it's like
He's clearly got cleats on.
he's suited up.
The hat
Yeah, is he
is
playing?
almost a tartan. It looks like.
Right.
Clearly might be relevant to the whole thing. I don't know if that's like a special festive version of his regular cap or not. Does it look any different? I don't think it does.
No, I don't know. I think that's his normal hat, but I'm not
That's
sure.
his normal hat, right? I can't
Yeah.
tell.
I
It
don't know.
probably is. I haven't seen Andy Cap comic in a long time. I think the last time I saw Andy Cap was on Bag of the hot price.
Oh yeah, for sure. You got that.
I don't think
that
I've seen him
wild
in the
endorsement.
actual papers. Ooh, I mean, great endorsement, frankly. Those are
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know.
the
Did you have
cricket
any?
uniform. That's what somebody said in the chat. Yes, that makes total sense given the last panel.
Yes.
Yep.
So hang on.
Mhm.
I'm still a bit confused. So
Because isn't he holding? Is he
she's
holding?
running in to the bar. Is that sign there? Is that the bar sign possibly? Okay. And then they're waiting to kick off.
So
Pep.
maybe she's
And
saying
is
it
she
to
saying that from
Andy.
outside? She
She's
is
saying
saying
that from outside. Yeah, because
Okay.
that's where the sunbeam's coming from.
and
Yep,
then
it's
she's
so-
chasing him off? Or are they both running together?
I think they're both running together, and let's
that's
go to
nice.
the last panel.
Yeah, and then the last panel.
He'll do anything to keep his place, even rush off. So he would forego alcohol.
I don't know.
To be at this game.
And
Is that what
as
he's saying?
Dog Treat General in the chat says, okay, but did they kick off in cricket? So I think that is something to consider. I don't think it can be cricket. Andy Capp's author would not make that mistake. I don't think. Pepito, do you have any take on what that means?
Football or American football?
No, I don't know. I never heard of Andy Capp.
Oh, well, you should. He's
Should.
okay. Basically, for Andy Capp, he's a drunk, and his wife beats him frequently, I believe.
It's love.
Okay. Yeah, poetry's in the chat. So there's a reason these used to be timed, and I gotta hand it to Soy Teresa. We can't spend too long on the comics. We have to move on. And
no more analysis.
Yep. Analysis is finished. And we have one more thing before we get to the meat of the matter. I thought it would be fun to look at mentions of our individual names in newspaper history on this day. So I didn't just search carlsbAd. This is far reaching. You want to see yours, Pepito? I think you're up here first.
Let's do this.
All right.
The Sydney Morning, the Sydney Morning Herald. In a remote rural barrio, a small village in the southern Philippines, Pepito, 15, is speaking in furtive tones of the revolutionary New People's Army.
Wow, so there's your Pepito news for
Furtive
today.
tones?
This is January 26th. What is that, 1986? Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so that's you, Pepito. That's your this day in
what does
Pepito
Pepito's
history.
furtive tone sound like?
Yeah, Pepito, what's your furtive tone like? Okay, that's pretty furtive. I'll admit it. And now let's see this day in cat history. I liked that one. There were some options for cat,
1938.
but I like that. And this is also
Katoomba.
this was also from Sydney, I believe.
Interesting.
Pepitos
Is this-
and cats were both from Australian newspapers. I thought that was interesting.
Katoomba.
And yeah, Dog Treat General says that does sound furtive. So you nailed it, Pepito. And we have one
Just
more.
furtive gifts.
We have
The most furtive.
you are. We have one last one. This day in Conda history. Can you read it, Pepito?
Oh, Courier Post, Thursday, January 26, 1989. Mount Holly. The Burlington County freeholders delivered the gift of life to a new Burlington-Bristol bridge during a heated meeting yesterday that left freeholder director Michael Conda in tears.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of embarrassing. Doing the name Conda wrong. I
What a coward.
personally would never cry over a bridge or whatever it was. What is this? He's the Burlington Bristol Bridge got heated during the meeting and made this
You
this
cried.
Conda clown
It's like
cry.
a
That's
gift of life.
embarrassing. That's
Interesting.
it's interesting and embarrassing. I have to agree. But I think maybe we should just start the dang show.
Please start the
The
show.
news that is fit to print.
Okay, I just had to make sure I hit my Looney Tunes sound effect. Pepito, are you ready to help me read these?
You know it.
Let's talk about scams. And I think we're going to start things off by talking about one of the most nefarious scams of all. Actually, I'll ask both of you really quick. Do you have favorite scams?
That thing that Bernie Madoff did.
Oh, you mean the Ponzi scam?
Yeah. What a way to
Okay.
do that.
That was kind of a beautiful scam. Well, we're gonna start here with one of my
a fine
favorite.
painting.
What?
Oh, sorry, like a fine painting.
Oh yes. We're gonna
I was
start.
trying to think of like one of my favorite scams, but go on.
We're gonna start things off with one of my favorite scams: counterfeiting. I'm a big fan of counterfeiting. Pepito, remember that episode when you forged one of my paintings? You counterfeited one of my
Yeah.
paintings. That was so nefarious, but
That's
humorous. I
sweet.
enjoyed it.
It's very hard capturing every technique.
Oh my god, you nailed it though. But let's talk about the history of counterfeiting in Carlsbad.
Carlsbad occurred on August Tuesday, May 13th, 1997. Police arrest 2 men in forgery case.
Ooh,
By 10 o'clock.
that is unfortunate, and it's so. I'm glad that they got that they caught these 2 forgers because. Sorry, I'm just trying to read this. Soy Teresa in the chat says, "I like the podcast Scam Goddess. She asked the guests if they have ever had part in scamming or been scammed." And that is a good question. Do either of you have a response to that?
Are you the scammy or are you the scammer? I lean more towards being scammed.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been scammed a lot.
Yeah. I keep getting they keep trying to attempt to scam me as I'm searching for work, but I don't fall for it. But it does it aggravates me when I'm like, oh, this job interview I thought I had, it turned out to be a scam. That's not great. But let's talk more about this forgery case. Getting to the bottom, breaking up the forgery ring.
Carlsbad. Police officials here have arrested 2 Carlsbad men in a weekend forgery case which originated at the Sonic Drive-In on Saturday. Sonic.
Goodness, always at a Sonic.
Is Sonic big in your area, Kat?
I wouldn't say big, but we definitely got a boom of it at it was funny. It was like a big thing at the end of high school for me in 2010.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really have it until then. It was slightly like you couldn't get it unless you drove further out west or further down south in Jersey.
Mhm.
And we finally got one. And I remember like on one of like the last days of school before summer, we all drove to one. And just fucking falling out with like these radioactive colored slushies and like these Chicago dogs and stuff like that.
In Carlsbad, we had 2
have
of them.
Stewart's more.
Stewart's?
Yeah.
I don't know that. Is it similar?
It's like an A&W kind of situation where you have like an old style diner. Sometimes you have people still on roller skates and stuff like that.
Ooh la la.
Less so, I think, lately because of liability issues, but you know how it goes. There's literally one right here in my city, so I want
Nice.
to go back soon. Maybe I'll work there.
Yeah, could be. Get them skates. As past guest Brittany likes to say she likes to meditate while skating, and she calls it skatertating. So
I like that. Skatertating.
absolutely.
High Priestess 1311, Ronald Carl Parker 27, and Douglas Scott Bryant 22 of 611 North Main Street each face state and possibly federal charges relating to the passing of a counterfeit $20 bill at the drive-in.
Wow. My gosh, a counterfeit 20. Can
It's
you
a lot of
imagine?
us.
Possibly. They live at the same address.
Yeah. Well, they do.
North Main
We're going to
Street.
find out more about that.
They
Uh,
share the same $20 bill.
They've made it together in their home.
We pass it back and forth every week,
Oh,
depending on the.
Dog Treat General in the chat says that they had Sonic in high school and they would always be truant there. And that makes sense. I'm pretty sure I must have been because I was constantly not in school and we went everywhere. Mostly
Same.
went to figure out which Allsips would sell us cigarettes, but that type of thing.
Mhm.
But Soy Teresa in the chat says Stewart's are the root beer motherfuckers.
They
And
are.
Oh,
Root
cool.
beer
I
floats.
I
Oh
didn't
my
make that
goodness.
connection.
It's so good.
Cream soda. Oh.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Mhm.
And Soy Teresa also points out that the real scam is sneaking people into the drive-in movie theater.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And knowing
You pile them up, you get them in
knowing the people
the trunk and everything. Nobody knows that you got like 7 people and you're only paying for 2. Oh, it's nice. What a scam. But
It's
let's
kind of similar to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no. It's kind of similar to what?
I was gonna say it's kind of similar. It's another movie theater scam where you were just like buying one ticket and then you would
Oh,
look up the show times for what was playing consecutively afterwards and just movie hop the whole day. Like
Gosh.
we have mall culture here in New Jersey, so it's
That's a
very
great
like you
scam.
just spend the whole day in the AMC theater.
For sure. Mall culture in Jersey. It's weird.
Mhm.
As I was putting the show together today, I was listening to a podcast Scott hasn't seen where they watch movies that Scott Ackerman hasn't seen. And this week
Mhm.
they watched Mallrats.
That's a
And
great
Chris
movie.
Gethard was the guest. And he was talking about how Mallrats was such Jersey culture and talking
Mhm.
about how they really captured Jersey mall life and everything.
100%.
So
100%. 100%. My first boyfriend's name was Scruffy. His name was actually Francis, but he looked just like the Buddy Jesus bobblehead.
Oh, there you go.
He did that costume for Halloween one year, I think. I have a lot of weird Mallrat stories that are
for
slowly
sure.
bubbling up to the surface with like every year of sobriety. They become more and more clear.
So Teresa says Cat can attest. So absolutely.
Unfortunate.
Soy Teresa.
You got this, Pepito? Please.
It's not a real good reproduction. Detective Captain Ron Shoemake said Monday of the fake $20 bill. It could be passed at some place if it was in a hurry, but under close inspection, it would show it was a forgery. The printing was blurred, the ink was dark, and the paper quality was poor.
Damn.
Bad
So
forgery.
they didn't even do good at reproducing the 20. I mean,
F.
you're arresting these 2 guys, and you're even though it was one $20 bill so far that we know has been passed, but 2 men are getting arrested for it. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more about that, but it seems like a very petty crime to me. And then to talk shit about the quality of the forgery, that's low. Come on. You ain't got to
Maybe
You ain't got to kick them all the way down.
I was gonna say, maybe most scammers get caught because everyone's so mad that they got scammed so good.
Yeah,
Not the actual like principle of like what got taken at the time. It could be something very minor. It's just like the ego damage mostly.
right. I think something like that might have been going on here. Let's see.
Shoemake said officers responded to Sonic at approximately 1:30 p.m. on Saturday in reference to the forgery suspicion phoned in by a Sonic employee.
Okay,
Snitch.
that exactly.
No,
You know what?
what a rat.
I'm actually going to. This is unprecedented, but I'm gonna reopen the Boozoo and put the Sonic snitch in
Sonic
there.
employee.
Sonic
That's
snitch.
his
Name the
address.
employee.
Welcome to the Boozoo, you bozo.
Welcome to the Boozoo, you bozo. Oof. Okay.
Shoemake said officers Brian Burns, Kerry Riddle, and Mike Bird arrived at the drive-in.
Okay, so 3 cops because somebody passed a shitty looking $20 bill.
Excessive force.
Wow. That's I guess there was not a lot going on. And hang on, what year is this? What did it say?
1997.
Okay, I was
Wow.
there in 97 and I can attest that there was more serious crimes going on. I wasn't doing them yet. I was still young, but there was definitely better things for the police to be doing in Carlsbad at that time.
I'm
Parker.
No. Yeah. Kat, you had something to say?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
You can pop it after. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I need to know more of the story.
Right.
Parker allegedly produced a $1 bill that was of poorer quality than the $20 bill. Shoemake said.
Horror. Damn. So they had an even shittier $1 bill, or he did. Yeah, that's pretty shitty. Oh wait, I already did that one. Here we go.
During questioning, Parker indicated that his roommate Bryant could clarify the situation, but when police called Bryant, he at first indicated he didn't know a Ronald Parker, Shoemake said.
Wow. Okay, first of all, don't sell out your roommate like that. That's pretty underhanded.
Everyone in this situation, yeah, is a real spineless little rat.
Except the guy who passed the $20 bill. I'm on his side. I am in favor of that. To pass off a shitty looking $20 bill, that's funny. That is humor.
Bryant later came down to the police station. Shoemake said Parker had his truck and we think he wanted to find out what was going on. What's going on?
Absolutely. Roommate borrows your truck and then gets arrested. Yeah, you're gonna go find out what's going on with your truck. Hang on, Pepito's doing a big sip.
Hydration. Police charged Bryant with tampering with evidence because they believe he disposed of the computer system used to create the forgery. What?
Yeah. So hang on. With evidence because they hang on. They charged him with tampering with evidence because they believe he disposed of a computer.
They really dug deep here.
They can believe a lot of shit, but that don't mean nothing. Like, prove it, motherfuckers. What are you doing? You
They
got 3
spent a
cops
lot of
on this
money
case?
to make
What's up?
very
Who
little
in this
money.
situation made the big deal here? Do you think? Do you think it was the snitch employee from from Sonic, or do you think it was the cops who said, "Oh my goodness, we need to put all of our
Was
hands
that-
in on these"?
It was the cops.
On this
They
night.
Was
needed-
that
What's up, Pepito?
it was that damn Shoemake?
Exactly. And Soy Teresa says, yeah, isn't this a federal issue anyway? And yeah, I guess it would be. hang on, we have something here from Dog Treat General. Says we can't find his Word documents. He must have deleted the evidence. And absolutely, I stand by the only hero in this story is the man who made the $20 bill. Yeah,
I want to know what he got with it. Also, now.
yeah. Pepito,
I
you
know
got
the
this
order.
one? You know me?
Yeah, Shoemake added that the Secret Service out of Albuquerque has been informed of the case and has been in Carlsbad to investigate.
Wow. So they are getting the feds in. They're getting some Secret Service to come check it out. Wow. Way to save the day, Carlsbad police. I have one more here.
The thing we want to stress is that it is a federal offense to reproduce federal currency, Shoemake said. It is a state offense if they reproduce and attempt to pass it, and as such, they could be punishable up to 3 years. In addition, the equipment and vehicles could be subject to forfeiture.
Why? What? Why should the roommate who lent his truck have his truck taken away? Because his
It's an
dumb
accomplice.
roommate tried to pass a fake 20, and the cops think that he was in on it, but they can't prove it at all. They just have a belief. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's it for the Sonic story. And now
I'm
we're
trying
gonna.
to think of a popular Sonic drink. I'm like trying to replace the lyrics from that Suicidal Tendencies song. And, like all I wanted was a Pepsi, but I can't think of any good Sonic drinks.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't know.
Ocean water.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Yes, that's one. All
I was
I
trying
wanted
to
was
say I
a
can't
Strawberry
think
cup
of
of
limeade.
any
ocean water.
suicidal tendencies songs, but I do know what song you're talking about. I do know that song for sure.
The crowning
What is that?
achievement.
Gosh, I can't. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I was about to say it, but yeah. Soy Teresa says ocean water, cherry limeade. You know what? I love it, Sonic. Fucking vanilla Dr. Pepper. That is the best. Do you guys have a favorite drink?
They had like a cherry lime Ricky thing at
Oh,
one
yeah.
point that I really liked because they had like the lime slice in it, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, cherry limeade. Yeah, for sure. Okay, now we're going to. I'm sorry. Did you have something, Pepito?
No, I was just
Oh.
saying like that. I was lime. Never mind. Go.
What? Lime?
We're all spaced tonight.
Yeah, I guess so.
The lime Ricky just reminded me of Mike Mitchell.
Hmm.
He likes
Oh
those.
yeah, Mike Mitchell. He's a legend for sure. Okay, now we're moving on to one of my favorite eras in Carlsbad history, 1894. It seemed like all the cool shit went down then. So let's look at a story from 1894.
Eddie, New Mexico, Friday, June 15th, 1894. Monte men taken in. How Herman astonished some French swindlers by his tricks.
And that's Monty as well.
I am not a lucky card player at any time, said Professor Herman. I did win $2,800 at one sitting at Delmonico's one night, and that was the largest sum I ever won.
If I ever won $2,800, that would be I would never stop talking about it. That's a large sum of money to me. And let's remember this is 1894. So this is, oh my gosh, I have
It's like
completely
$5
messed up.
million.
I just remembered this is 1894. This was 2 months before they hung the first person to be executed in Carlsbad, James Barrett. And I completely forgot to respect James Barrett by removing my shoes, boots off for Barrett. I should do that at the top of the news segment, but And what does this in the chat say? Dog General says a lot of 19th century dollars. And yes, that's so it's $2,800. Or wait, yeah, there we go. And this is 1894. So I had to pull up the inflation calculator to see how much that would be worth today. But it doesn't go that far back. The earliest, I've checked multiple inflation calculators, and they all pretty much only went back to 1913. So I can tell you what that $2,800 would be in 1913, but that's a couple decades after. So here's what it would be like today.
Shit.
88,720. Wow. That is
3,000%
yes,
inflation.
exactly. And this is also that's 1913, so 1894 it was even more. So he almost got $1 million in one card game, and he says it wasn't a lot. That is a lot to me. That is life-changing money.
I can play only with my friends. For a company of strangers, if I were to win and they were to find out that I was a conjurer, the impression would be that I manipulated the cards and that would be unpleasant. And
Truly.
that would be unpleasant.
I love these
You know.
these 1894 or these early 1800s or late 1800s, early 1900s newspapers, because they just have these articles. I have no idea what the context of this is. We started at the top of the article. It doesn't say who Herman is. It doesn't say, yeah, Dog Treat General says more magic. And yeah, I guess it kind of is. This episode
Scam is a form of magic.
Isn't
magic a form of scam?
Exactly. This ties into scams ties into magic, and it also ties into our forgery episode in a way, and it also dovetails nicely into our gambling episode. This seems like the culmination of a lot of things we have talked about.
I remember that in 1867 I sailed from New York to France to visit my relatives in Paris, and I carried 4 or 5 $20 gold pieces to give to my friends' children.
Wow. And okay, and I did look that up. 20, that would be about $31 now or something. So not crazy, but that is nice. He brought gold pieces for the
Sweet.
relatives and what was this? He sailed from New York to France. That would be a long boat trip, I bet, but I don't know. I think I would like it. I could handle a long boat trip. Just get away from people for a while. Well, I mean, they'd be on the boat with you, but whatever.
Arriving at the Havre, I met a friend in the person of the secretary of the Russian legation at Paris, who was also journeying toward the capital. We went on together and occupied toward the same compartment on the train.
Wow. Okay, so he gets a long boat ride, and then he gets the train. Oof.
How
That's a dream. I haven't been on a train in so long. I wanna go on a train ride.
I want to go on a train ride too. That sounds fun.
I think in my old man age and brain, I'm beginning to fantasize about riding on a train. I think I would.
Just remember,
what?
Go for it, chat. Hashtag Cayman News. Choo choo for Conda.
Yes. Hashtag choo choo for Conda is
get him on that train.
We're gonna get that trending.
At one of the stations, 3 men came into our compartment. They were Frenchmen, and it took only a glance to show that they were gentlemen who lived by their wits.
I love that. How do I get that reaction? I don't know if when people see me, are they able to tell in an instant that I get what is it that I
You live by your
live
wits.
by my wits. Yes, absolutely.
If
I
only
mean,
I had wits.
I try to exude that in my dress and manner, but I'm not sure it's coming across. I
I
need to
also
I
I
need to
can't tell
learn.
if it's a compliment or an insult.
Yeah, I don't know.
By my
You
wits.
know? There's something about it that feels kind of like passively insulting.
Right?
They were gentlemen that definitely lived by their wits.
Right?
Type.
That's all they had. When I gave the conductor my ticket, I took out my pocketbook and one of the three, a nice little Parisian, caught sight of my gold double eagles. He was at my side while his companion sat on the opposite seat.
That's also kind of I do think that is also a bit insulting to say he's a nice little Parisian. I don't know.
As opposed to the freaks.
Yeah,
The Paris freaks.
don't call me a nice little nothing. You don't know me. Fuck. That would that, that would annoy me endlessly. Okay, yeah, we got that one right. Okay.
That flash of the gold was enough for the fellow, and he began his game. He asked me if I were an American, and if I knew anything about gold coins. This to open a conversation.
All right. So he's making friends with the little Parisians, and they want to talk coins with him. Let's figure out what scam is going on here.
I replied yes to both questions, and on my asking why he desired to know, he pulled a gold piece from his pocket and asked me what it was. He had got it for nothing, he said, in a card game. I told him it was a Spanish ounce worth $16.
And sorry, I got distracted by the chat here. Dog Treat General says I'd rather be called a large bad Parisian. And absolutely, I am in full agreement of that. I when you encounter me on a train, you will refer to me as Dafu, Mr. Dangerous and Fucked Up, because that's how I identify as a dangerous and fucked up man. I'm not a little Parisian for your enjoyment. Do we do
That
that one?
flash of, oh, yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes.
We did that one? Okay. Then we need to move on to the next page.
Then he and his friends began to play cards, and he said he would show them the game at which he won the ounce.
All right, let's see. What game? It was in the title of the article, but so I guess I can't have you guys guess what the game was.
The three sharpers, posing as casual travelers, placed their layout at the little man, and the little man at my side showed them how easy it was to pick up the ace from the overcoat which formed the card table.
All right, so it's a 3-card Monty game. Are either of you experienced in 3-card Monty?
No.
Cat, are you?
Oh, yeah. That's just.
Are you experienced in the gentleman's game of 3-card Monty?
Not very. I'm trying to remember if anyone has ever shown it to me. But
Yeah,
if somebody has,
it-
I was
it-
probably very inebriated at the time
Right.
and never remember the rules.
As you should be. No, it's just that you lay the 3
I'll probably
cards
remember them
down,
immediately after.
and then like 2 of them are queens and one's an ace.
Mhm.
And then you scramble them up, and the person has to pick the ace. It's kind of like the shell game where you have the, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, it's 3-card Monty.
The window was partly open, and swiftly picking up the cards, I manifested an interest in the play, and when the fellow sang out 100 francs, you can't pick up the ace, I cried, I bet you, and as I flung down the money, I seized his hand, which was hovering over the 3 cards in a row, and overturned the ace.
Bam. So he just beat them at 3-card Monty. They thought
I
that
see.
they had him. It's an easy game to cheat people at. It's the classic
You
scammers
can
game.
do some misdirection, you're good.
Absolutely. almost want to go. I forgot to have my deck of cards. I was going to do a 3-card Monty and have you guys pick, but I forgot to set that up.
I'll trick myself. It's okay.
The window was partly open, and swiftly picking up the cards, I flung them out, or rather, they thought so. Oh.
Wow. Okay, so he says, "Yeah, I can find the ace." He grabs it, and then he acts like he's throwing the cards out the window of the train, and he's a tough guy. This is a real bad seed. He does not take shit or guff from little Parisian men.
The sharpers raised a pretty row and talked very ugly for a while. Then I thrust my hand into the little man's vest and pulled out the cards one at a time. You should have seen the looks on those fellows' faces, because he was sticking his hands in people's vests.
Yeah. And again, he calls him a little man. He can't stop demeaning this person.
I'm fascinated by this person's inner monologue.
Yeah, there's a weird
And
way
why
of
is he
writing
writing
things.
this, and why is it in the newspaper? I don't know. But
I must tell my story. The Parisians. You're a conjurer, cried one of them. Yes, I am her man. I replied, and I know 3-card Monte better than any of you. They left the train at the next stop and sneaked away, looking very cheap. They were raw hands at it.
wow. They were raw hands. Okay. Gosh, this is all right. Yeah.
This all sounds kind of like a story of someone just like it's like somebody Facebook posting like in 2025 like some heroic thing they did on the street.
Right.
Nobody documented it, so they needed to get it out there so somebody could recognize their cunning misdirections and trickery.
Of course.
Humble brag.
Yeah,
humble brag.
absolutely.
All over the pages of the town newspaper.
We're going kind of long. I almost want to say we should skip the next thing, but
Sure. Let's adapt. Yeah, I noticed we were going longer than usual. We were having
right.
an interesting chat, I suppose.
But I do kind of want to get to this. We're going to revisit well, I don't know. Is it a scam? There is a scam involved. We're going to talk about an old hero of this show that we haven't discussed since episode 17, 41 episodes ago. Do you remember who that might be, Pepito?
Ripley.
No, he's not a scammer. Robert Ripley.
I don't know.
Ripley's, believe it or not, that man is not a scammer. But let's see.
Texan claims gold legend con game. Carlsbad August March 25th, 1977.
Okay, Texan claims the gold legend is a con game.
Fort Worth, Texas. A legend of gold hidden in New Mexico's Victoria Peak has been nothing but a con game from the start, a Fort Worth man declared Thursday.
Okay, so this Fort Worth man is talking shit about some lost gold in New Mexico, and I don't know. Does that remind you of anything, Pepito?
Doc Noss or no?
Well, absolutely. We are talking about Doc Noss.
Okay. And he added in a copyrighted interview with the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, reputed discoverer Doc Noss, 28 years after his death, still has people combing the hills for a treasure that never was there. The newspaper reported these details.
Okay. So he's claiming Doc Noss was full of shit. This Texan man. I'm sorry, I don't trust people from Texas. I don't know what they're up to. But let's check in on Doc Noss. Kat, you don't know about Doc Noss and his whole story, so we're gonna catch up really quick. Here is this is just an ad for Doc Noss and his podiatrist. his
He was a
podiatrist
footman.
Carlsbad.
This
Yeah,
guy was definitely into feet.
yeah, for sure.
Charisma
Special.
special.
He was
Free
professional.
associations. What a freak.
And then I love this little ad he had in the newspaper as well. Troubles?
Yeah, this
Very.
is definitely his thing.
Doc Oz kicks ass, and we're gonna find out a little bit more.
There were many renditions of that until he decided on that one.
Absolutely.
It's like, that's not good enough. Carlsbad Carnargus, Monday, December 15, 1941. Locates mine operated by Spaniards and Indians. Lawrenceburg, New Mexico, December 15th. Dr. M.E. Noss of Alamogordo has located a copper, gold, and silver mine operated by Spaniards and Indians more than 150 years ago. Willard E. Holt, Secretary of the Chamber of Commerce, reported today.
Okay, so that's the first announcement of Doc Noss finding the mine of God. And they say he's an Alamogordo man, but he had an office in Carlsbad. To me, we claim him. Alamogordo can't have him.
Satellite relationship.
Exactly.
Hatch mine owner kills employee. Hatch, March 7th, 1949. A Hatch mine owner gave himself up of officers after the fatal shooting of one of his employees. Here Saturday, M.E. Noss, foreman for the Ryan Mining Co., was killed instantly by a bullet which entered his cheek and lodged at the base of the brain. His employer, Charlie Ryan, then surrendered. No charges were filed immediately.
Wow. So he shoots Doc Noss. Doc Noss, the man who found this cave of gold, and his employer shoots him and doesn't get charged immediately. I don't know. That's raising some disbelief in me already. Don't you think so, Kat? Doesn't that sound kind of convenient?
I'm still, so the foot freak
tells
everybody that the gold mine legend is a myth and he gets
No,
shot for it?
He's a hero.
They're saying that they're disparaging Doc Noss and saying that it was all a lie. But
Doc Noss is a legend.
Yes,
Okay.
we're on Doc
Yes.
Noss's side.
Right.
here.
Of course,
Freak or no,
He may be into
I'm
feet.
just getting it straight. Getting the facts. That's
he's
all.
the one that was murdered, and the cops didn't charge the man who shot him, and eventually Ryan was tried and acquitted. So
he got away with it.
yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
I wonder
That's the
why.
history of Carlsbad.
Let's find out more about Doc Noss real quick.
Jim Hurst of the Secret Service in Albuquerque has a bar he got from Noss' belongings after the shooting. Hurst says it definitely is not gold.
Okay, so the Secret Service is saying that it wasn't gold at all. That's kind of convenient. Let's see what else happens.
April 6, 1949, Hot Springs. April 6, a search for a legendary treasure which within the last month has cost the lives of 2 men is underway in the rugged San Andres Mountains.
Okay, so they are on the hunt for the gold of the dead Doc Noss.
From Concordia to Alamogordo to Carl's. The other casualty was Curtis Noble Jr. of Edgewood. Noble was killed in a plane crash March 4th while trying to deliver notes to the treasure hunters in remote El Hombrillo Canyon. A companion was seriously hurt. Wow.
Okay, so somebody trying to deliver papers to the gold hunters, just his plane just crashed out of nowhere. I mean, that's kind of convenient. It seems like everybody involved with this gold is suddenly being erased.
Dying. Jim Hurst of the Secret.
We already got that one, didn't we? Yeah, definitely not gold. Okay.
Sunday, October 13th, 1974. The Army acquired Victoria Peak several years after Noss' death and for nearly 2 decades has stood between the mountain and the civilian heirs to the Doc Noss dream.
Okay, so
Austrian.
they
Feet.
don't let anybody
So
go
much story and
hunting for
drama
the
here.
gold. What?
There's so much drama here.
I know. Doc Nuts.
Doc
When I was searching scams and con men and I found something about Dognos, I was like, we need to revisit and just reiterate the case for Dognos because, spoiler alert, I think the authorities were crooked and I think they stole his gold and said that it never
Probably.
existed. That's what I believe.
Lately, F. Lee Bailey, the well-known Boston lawyer, has joined with the believers. Bailey says his secret clients have found gold near the Knott's claim. Sunday, October 13th, 1974.
Okay, so we have at least one person who says that the gold is real, and I believe him.
Bailey says, I'm satisfied that some Army personnel have looked for the gold in the past and probably still are. He's satisfied.
Here's what I think. I think they killed Doc Noss and they let the man that they put in charge of killing him, they let him go. Uh, even though he admitted he did it, they just like, no, he's acquitted. We're not going to punish him. And then nobody is allowed to go looking for his gold. We're going to have that. The army's going to prevent people from going to look for it. So, yeah, I think Doc Noss was murdered. Whatever. Okay. That was the Doc Noss story. What?
I said that tracks for some crazy shifty scammy shit behind the scenes.
Absolutely. The scam
It's
wasn't.
boots off.
What?
Oh, it's boots off for Barrett and feet out for Doc Noss.
Absolutely. Get your bare feet for Doc Noss, boots off for Barrett. Now, there's one last thing that we'll close out the show with. We're not running that long. This is a story that when I decided I wanted to do an episode on scams, this was the story I had in mind. I found this while researching something months ago for Caveman News. And here it is, Pepito.
About Friday, June 20th, 1924. A short time ago, an enterprising individual reaped a harvest of dimes in Carlsbad by exhibiting what he termed the wonder of the age, being the mummified remains of some prehistoric person, the ancient corpse resembling a withered pumpkin. Oh,
All
What a
right.
strange description.
Yeah. So he was claiming it was a mummified person and he was presenting
like
it
a
as such
pumpkin.
and getting a collection of dimes, really going off.
The itinerant showman struck Alamogordo where he came to grief. The showman was arrested there for fraud, his money proving upon investigation to be stuffed with straw, the skin being cloth painted to look like dried flesh. The itinerant.
So as I said, I read that months ago and I thought there's got to be a bunch of scams that we can talk about in Carlsbad history. So I kind of set up this episode so that we could talk about that specific one. I've been thinking about the mummy scam, the fake mummy, and all of these things, but I can't find any more else about this. As we just saw, the paper says that he struck Alamogordo where he came to grief. I searched the Alamogordo newspaper for the entire 1930s for the word mummy. No mention of mummy or fraudster or anything like that. So I don't know exactly what happened. Yeah, I can't get to the
Mystery.
bottom of it, but I really want to know more about this man who was scamming people with a fake mummy. I mean, what a gig. That did lead me to finding out some other stuff, and we do have an archaeology episode that is on the books, and that's going to be very good about some archaeological discoveries outside of Carlsbad. I'm very excited for that. However, not right away because next week, we're going to be talking about another hero of Carlsbad that we've discussed before. We're going to be talking for an entire episode about Wayman Gray, the boxing promoter from the what was it, 1930, around there somewhere. But Wayman Gray, Pepito, you may remember, he was the promoter of fights of the famous boxer Ham Pounder. So maybe I'll get to wear my Ham Pounder t-shirt. I made a custom Ham Pounder shirt for our boxing episode. And now we're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
find out a lot more about Wayman Gray and his promotion of fights in southeastern New Mexico. It's going to be fun. What do you think, Pepito?
Hell yeah! I'll bring a big ham and I'll eat it on stream.
You should. I
Hell
fucking
yeah.
dare you, dude. I fucking dare you. Yeah, where's your fuzzy hat? You had a matching hat with Catherine, and I just
Yeah, now I look like an idiot.
yeah. Come on, Pepito.
Now
We got
I
one.
look like
We
an
got
idiot.
one fuzzy hat. We got two fuzzy hats. There we go. All right, all right.
Yay!
Excellent. Well,
Now we're
we
two
should.
idiots together.
Now we should end the show. Do any of you have any closing things that you need to say before we cut this long episode off?
I hope you don't get scammed this week or lifetime. And sweet dreams when you get to it. I don't know. I'm about to go to sleep. I feel like that's a cute thing.
And maybe, you know what? I'm hoping against hope. I really do hope that my friends Pepito and Cat scam some scoundrels, some real pieces of shit. I hope you guys come up on some people and scam the fuck out of them. That would be terrific. Pepito, are you ready to jam this one out?
Yes, I'm gonna take up my new hobby, scamming.
You should.
I could
All right.
become the scammer that I always knew I was.